Hey, we're back to talk about words have power. This is our workbook. We've been handing it out and putting it on LinkedIn so you can either DM us or respond to the newsletter, and we'll make sure you get it if you don't have it. It's also in LinkedIn as an article. And why we're talking about it is because it's one of the most simple and powerful tools you can use as a vital visionary. If you want to be vital in your world as a leader, if you want to keep your vision moving forward, one of the things that my two things that my clients know that work and that they really understand is that the words we use create our inner dialogue, number one, which means it creates our outer world. And number two, that the meaning we put on those words matters for how we get motivated to take action. So let's talk about number one. Number one is words make up our internal dialogue, right? And how we talk to ourselves and create pictures and see images and experience the world puts us in a certain state, a physiology, a mindset, an attitude. It does all of these things that actually shift and or create our perspective on the world, which is really seeing the world through our own eyes and experiencing it as our world. And that all starts with words and how we talk to ourselves. And so we'll call this perspective. Sometimes we'll see it like this is our lens on the world. And so what we know is words do matter because they create your outer world. The second one is around the meaning that you put on words drives and or motivates action. So in other words, I can choose words and throw them up on my screen here. I can put them in my wallet. I can put them in my journal. I can look at them every day. But if I'm not actually using them to assess my own performance and to actually live them, then really they're just artwork. And everybody loves great artwork, but I don't want my words as artwork. I want them to actually make a difference in my world as a leader and how I show up and the results that I get. So the big thing that you can do is start to look at words as a tool, as a strategy for driving your thinking and behavior so that the words become activated in your world. So for example, I chose bold as one of my words. I mentioned this on the last video. And bold because brave, courageous just didn't feel as I thought. Bold felt a little more edgy, felt a little more provocative, felt a little more spontaneous to me. And so one of the things I've been thinking about is what are the questions that I can be asking myself when I'm coaching a client one-on-one, when I'm working with one of their teams to actually really move the organization to the next level. And the questions I can be asking myself are things like, how is what I'm presenting bold, different, interesting, going to help them do something they haven't done before? How am I showing up in front of the client, the team, in a way that I am being bold? How am I speaking? How am I thinking? All of a sudden, these questions start to make bold come alive. And what it does is it helps me accountable to do what I actually said was important, which is to behave in a way that I am being bold. And so when you want to drive accountability, questions are a brilliant way to do that. So what I'm going to challenge you to do is pick your 3 words, grab this to help you do it. You may have your own process. It matters not as long as you actually pick your words, get focused, and then use them as your filter, as your tool, your strategy for driving the behavior that you're looking for to get the outcomes you want in the year ahead. So do that and let me know what they are. I'm curious. And also, what questions are you going to use to actually hold yourself accountable? Look forward to hearing more.